Good morning. Today's tutorial is going to be about using the contour tool. Great function, great way to customize your images, to eliminate some waste of your material. I'm going to show you 3 or 4 different ways that I like to use it. You may think of some other ones once you get to know the program a little bit better, and yeah, I think it's great. So here we've got this bird from Three Birds on Parade, I believe. Um, he's really cute. Not too bad when you make him small, but once you get into a bigger, cutting him in a bigger size, and especially out of vinyl or HTV, which would be, he would cut out really well out of that. But there's kind of a lot of waste. So I'll show you what I mean. So when we ungroup them, these are for lights with big spaces in between. That's okay. Same with the red. His beak and his feet. Again, a big space there. This piece has all of these cut lines, which are, to help you line your pieces up. But, you may not want them. It's another, cuts within the piece. Not great if you're doing iron-on or HTV. So we're going to show you how to eliminate these cuts. These are the wings. These are nice. They're separated. And this is set up, see, like the eyes go over top of this black layer, which, again, if you're layering, you probably want to decrease the amount of layers that you have going on. So again, contour is another way to eliminate some of that. So we're going to start with this guy, with this cut. So you can see down here that when I click on it, the contour function shows up. So I'm going to click on that. So now you can see there's all these cuts on here that we can turn off. So you can click on each one if you want, but it's a lot easier to just hit hide all contours. So then it leaves the outer one, the outer cut, and all of these inside ones are now shut off. So as you can see now, we just have this one outline. So that's kind of perfect. As far as this goes, what we're going to do is I still need the black centers for this cut. So I'm going to select the eyes and the bird and click slice. So now when I pull this away, I'm still going to use these, so we'll put it off to the side. And when I pull this away, here are my eyes. So we don't need this anymore, so we're going to get rid of it. And we're going to choose this and contour again, and I'm going to turn off the outer cuts, which just leaves me with the inner cuts, which makes perfect little black eyes. So let's put this over here. Now as for this, again, don't really want the space. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to break this apart. I mean, you could slice it, but I find this just a little bit easier. So I'm going to duplicate it for each piece that I want. So there's 3 pieces, so I'm going to duplicate it so I have 3 sets. I'm going to choose the first one, contour, and I'm going to turn the feet off. With this one, I'm going to press contour, and I'm going to turn one foot and the beak off. And then with this one, I'm going to turn the other foot, oops, wrong one, the foot and the beak off. Oops. So you can undo that. I need this one. There, so now my feet are separate pieces. And so is my beak. So when I go to cut, these will line up on my material nice and close together, so there won't be that wasted space in between. So I can do the same thing for the lights. I can duplicate it for each set. mean, you don't have to do this, it's just, you know, I find it kind of nice not to waste. So again, I'm going to turn off all the other pieces that I don't want. Whoops. There, so now all of my light bulbs are separate cuts. Goes there. And you know, we could do the same for this one as well. I mean, you get it now, so I'll just skip it for that one. And there's his wings again. So when you go to make it, now you can see there's much less waste, and I mean, I can move them over even a little bit more if I'd like. So you can see the difference here for the green as opposed to the red one that has space in between. So when you're cutting it small, it's not a big deal. But, you know, think of it if, let's see here. Think of it if you were cutting him at 12 inches, you know, now he's really big. So now, you know, like there's a couple inches of wasted material in between each cut when you could just cut them nice and small or nice and tight together like this. And same with the beak. And again, we can move it over a little bit closer. So yeah, so that's one way. So we'll just cancel this. And let's get rid of him for now. Okay, so another way to use this, here we have this little rocket ship. So let's pretend I don't want these stars. So I can ungroup this. Excuse me, I can select the red and contour and turn off my stars. So maybe I would like circles here instead. So let's insert a circle. And let's duplicate it a couple times. So now I want to slice them out. So since you can only slice one thing at a time. So I would either choose my circle and choose the rocket and slice, or just to save time, I choose all three and weld them first. So now they become one layer. So I will select them and the rocket, holding the shift key down when I want to select two things, and then slice. So I'm just going to pull these out of the way. Now the red layer just moved to the front, so I'm just going to move it backwards again and backwards again. And there we go. So, you know, an easy way to customize your pieces. You could, you know, if you wanted to add a child's name here or whatever, you could do that instead of the circles. But, you know, I didn't want the stars, so it's easy to change that. So let's get rid of this. So again, with customizing your pieces, I like how this looks, but maybe here I don't want to see right through to what's behind. I want to add, or I want to see what the background layer is. So we are going to ungroup this. Now, because this is text, you can see here that the contour doesn't show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this, and this basically changes it from a text to an image. So you can see now that contour shows up. So I'm going to click on that. And then again, I want to turn off these hearts on the inside. And then, oops, move to front. And there we go. And, you know, kind of looks nice if it's offset a little bit too. Kind of gives it some dimension. Yeah, so that's a couple ways that I like to use it. Like I said before, there's probably other ways that you'll come up with once you understand how it works. Um, yeah, and have fun with it. Find some cool ways. Hopefully, you'll come back and share um, some things that you've learned to do with Contour. Hope that you found that helpful. Thanks a lot. Bye.